Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyem Akshabhir Yajatraha Sthirai Rangais Tushtavanshas Tanubi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starksho Varishtanemi Swastino Brahaspatir Dadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying Gaudapada Acharya's Māṇḍūkya Karikas, and in the last Alata Shanti Prakaran, we have studied up to Karika 40, which told us that the question was between Jagruti and Sapna. It has been stated by Gaudapaji himself that Jagruti is the cause of Sapna. So this has created a confusion because of the language. If it is a cause, then how it can be unreal? So he has to explain what is the meaning of that cause. It is not a cause directly, but in Jagruti we gather certain impressions. And because of those impressions, we see the dream. This is the meaning of Jagrati, cause of Sapna. And what we see in the dream, those impressions we do not carry in the Jagrati, so nothing is real. That is how it has been told. And then, through logic in this 40 shloka, that if there is something real, then it cannot produce something unreal. If there is something real, it cannot produce something real also. If there is something unreal, it cannot produce something real. And if something is unreal, how can it produce something unreal? How can it produce at all? So, real, only Brahman is there, and it does not produce anything, because it is Brahman, because it is eternal, because it is unchanging, because its nature is that it cannot be born, because there is nothing other than it, so nothing can cause it to be born, and so nothing is born ever. Now we come to 41. It explains then what is happening. Please tell us. What is happening? How do we see the dream? Viparyasad yatha jagrat achintyan bhutavat sprishet tatha swapne viparyasad dharmans tatraiva pashyati. Viparyasa, wrong knowledge. Reverse knowledge, wrong knowledge is called viparyasa. So it is ignorance. It is wrong knowledge. It is wrong consciousness. That in the Jagruti, actually, those objects which we see are unthinkable because they are no objects. And yet, as if they are real, we touch them. Our indriyas touch the objects, though they are not real in the waking state, because wrong knowledge, because we feel. So, no other explanation except that delusion produces delusion, ajnana produces delusion, ajnana produces ajnana, there is no other solution. So, the Vedanta does not provide an explanation, it only says it is fact of life. It is a fact of life that though they are not objects, yet we see objects and yet we touch them. So fact of life is explained by this word viparyasa. Viparyasa means wrong or reverse knowledge, untrue knowledge. So our consciousness, it is a fact that our consciousness does not see what is real, and so it sees something which is unreal. Because it is consciousness, so it has to be aware of something. When it is not aware of the reality, it is aware of something imaginary. And so, that is the same thing happens in dream. So, the actual causal connection between waking and dream has been removed. It is only the impressions gathered there. That means not that the Jagruti is seen, so that causes the dream to be seen. No. So, only explanation in the dream is that it is wrong knowledge. Just as in the Jagruti, the only explanation is that it is wrong knowledge, fact of life. Similarly, in the dream state also, it is wrong knowledge, there is no other cause. Viparyasad, by wrong knowledge. Yatha, as Jagrat, in the waking state, Achintyan, those objects which cannot be thought of, Bhutavat, as if they are existing, Spurushet, are touched, or Indriyas come in contact with them, Tatha, in the same way, Swapne, in dream, Viparyasad, by wrong knowledge, Dharman, objects, Tatreva Pashyati. There, Tatreva, in dream only it is seen, then they are gone. Because they are not there. So after dream they are gone. Punarapi Jagrat Swapnayor Asatorapi Karyakarana Bhava Ashankam Apanayan Aha. Again, though they are unreal, but there is cause and effect relation in them. This idea is being removed. There is no cause and effect because it is one of the main pillars that there is no cause and effect at all anywhere in the world. Whatever we see, cause and effect is only a product of our imagination, our mind. So, no cause and effect. So here it says that though they are unreal, even then there may be cause and effect relation that is being removed in this karika. Viparyasad avivekato, by non-discriminative knowledge. Yatha jagrat jagarite. Jagrat means jagarite. Achintyan bhavan ashakya chintaniyan. Impossible to think of. Rajju sarpadin, like snake in place of rope. How it is thought? Can anybody explain? Achintyan can never explain or understand how the snake is seen. Only one can say it is wrong knowledge. So, bhutavat, paramarthavat, as if it is real. Sprushan niva vikalpayet. As if we are touching, that idea comes in the mind. There is no touch. Iti artha, kasyid yatha, anybody, as per this example, tatha, similarly, swapne viparyasad, hastyadin, in the dream, through wrong knowledge, elephant, etc., dharman, objects, pashyaniva vikalpayati, imagine that he is seeing. Tatreva pashyati, natu jagaritad utpadyamanan iti artha. And that is seen there itself. There we do not see that it has come from Jagruti. In dream we do not feel that dream has come from Jagruti. We only feel it is real, though it is not real. Upalambat samacharad asti vastutto adinam jatistu deshita buddhair ajate strasatam sada. This type of shloka had come in the Advaita Prakarana also. Because of our experience, Upalambat means because of our experience. Samacharat. And because the Shastras prescribe, the Brahmin should do like that, Kshatriya should do like that. So that is Samyak Acharanam. Because of dealing with them as Shastras have advised. Asti vastutto adinam. Because it is for those who already accept that they are there. Those who do not accept the things to be real, for them no Shastras tells anything. Shastras are telling, because of your experience, you can take it as real, because you are advised, because you are already taking them as real, so we advise you to behave properly. Jatistu Deshita Buddhai. Buddha does not mean Lord Buddha. Buddha means the wise people. Deshitam, they show you jati. They accept that this thing is born and teach you. Because you are experiencing that fact of life. Ajate strasatam sada. You feel troubled, even if to think of Aja Brahma. So when a person is unable to think of the Aja Brahma, for him, the gurus, the kind people, they tell him to behave properly so that there is a chance that you will grow, you will evolve, and you will come to the realization of unreality. So, because you are already a good person, because already you are experiencing something and taking it to be real, so the wise people prescribe some course of action for you, so that that course of action, according to your nature as you feel it, will give you purification of the mind and will make you realize the real knowledge. And so, for the time being, the Shastras tell you, okay, take it as born and behave accordingly. Upalambat, by experience. Samacharat, by teaching of the behavior. Asti vastutto adinam. For those who think vastu is asti. Jatistu deshita buddhai. The wise people have shown them birth. Ajate strasatam sada, because they are always troubled by the thought of non-dual Brahman. Shankar says, Yapi buddhair advaita vadivir. Here buddhi means those who have realized Advaita. Jatir deshita upadishta. Even the rishis who have realized Advaita are prescribing. You are born in such a state, you do accordingly. Upalambanam, upalamba, tasmat upalabde. Upalambanam means experience. Because of your experience, that is the meaning. Samacharat, varna shramadi, dharma samacharanat. And because you are following very rigidly even the prescribed duties as per your state of life. Tabhyam hetubhyam, because of these two reasons, that you are experiencing and you are following the paths laid down by the scriptures for different castes. Asti vastutto adinam. So, it implies that you know, you feel, you talk, that things are there. Asti vastu bhava iti evam vadanashila nam. You have the habit of telling that things exist. Drida agravatam, and you have a firm conviction about that existence of the world. Shraddhadhana nam, and you have Shraddha for scriptures. Manda Vivekananda. So you have very less of actual discrimination. Artha, for them, upayatvena, as means of progress in life, sa deshita jati. The jati or the birth has been shown. Tam grundantu tavat, let them hold that for the time being. Vedanta abhyasinam, Vedanta abhyasinam tu, swayameva aja advaya atma vishayo viveko bhavishyati iti natu paramartha buddhya. Let them do it now. If they study Vedanta, automatically they will have the buddhi about aja advaya atma. And so, that Viveka will come to them. For that, it is being taught natu paramartha buddha, not because it is actually real. The jati and samachar are taught not actually real, but when they come to the knowledge of the reality, they will outgrow this. Te shrotriya sthula buddhitvat, they want to follow the scriptures, but they have mota buddhi, sthula buddhi. Their buddhi cannot enter subtler thought. Ajate, ajati vastuna sada trasyantam, atmanasham mandamanam. So here, again a taunt is on the Patanjali sadhakas. If they feel Aja Brahma, then they will be lost. There will be no place for their separate existence. That is the problem which they feel. They feel troubled by Aja Brahma means if they think of Aja Brahma, their separate existence will be lost. That is the trouble they feel always. That means they are non-discriminative people. Upaya so avataraya iti uktam. We are told in the previous chapter that this Srishti is described, it comes like this and like this and like this, only to bring the Advaita to your mind. It is not for describing the cosmology. But same Brahman appears as all this. That is the lesson. And if you can catch that, you are thinking of Brahman. If you are not catching that, then you are believing the world. So it is told for that. So this language of cosmology is used not for real cosmology. Understand? It is used because you believe in something being born. So the birth is shown. The birth is shown not as a birth, but you are born from Brahman. So you are Brahman. That is the meaning there. The meaning in Srishti Kalpana is that to show that you are nothing but Brahman. What is born of Brahman? You will be born out of Brahman. Brahman is all pervading. So where will you be? So you appear in place of Brahman. That is the only meaning. And not really you are born. Ajate strasatam tesham upalambhadviyanti jati dosha na setsanti doshopi alpo bhavishyati. So people like Gaudapad, they are very strict, rigid about the nature of reality, but they are equally kind, compassionate about the faltering humanity. That is their greatness. They do not reject, they do not create buddhi bhed. Those who firmly believe in the existence of the world, they don't tell them, no, world does not exist, do not do your karma. No. So, they say, because you are troubled by ajati, because of your experience, viyanti, means they go away from the real path. Setsyanti, that means jati experiencing the birth, because of experiencing the birth, they are not siddhim na upayasyanti. Dosha siddhim na upayasyanti. So fault is not proved for them. It is not their fault, it is their ignorance. It is a fact of life. So, the Mahapurushas hold that these people who cannot experience the non-duality, let them believe. Viveka marga pravrittatvat. If you are going on the path of discrimination, because for an ordinary man, his trying to travel the path of discrimination. So let you rationalize what is real, what is unreal. Because you are treading that path, one day you will come to know that this is unreal. So they know that, and so they do not disturb you in your present state. Yadyapi kaschit dosha syat sopi alpa eva bhavishyati samyak darshana pratipatti hetuka ityartha. That means there is no dosha. Suppose there is dosha. What important lesson is there, na? A sadhak asks his guru, if Advaita is ultimately true, why should I meditate? On whom should I meditate? So they say, you are not able to conceive that Advaita. If you had conceived that Advaita, there was no question of you. When you are thinking yourself to be real, then only these questions are coming. So when you are thinking you are real, then meditation is there. Then slowly, gradually, your progress is there. And one day you will come to realize that you are not there. That is the way. According to your state of the mind, that point, the teaching is given. So this is a theory. If ultimately. Ultimately means in the final realization it is like that. Till then you are experiencing, so you have to move according to your experience. So even if there is a fault, it is a small fault because you are walking on the right path. If you are not walking on the right path, then big fault. So if you are not able to make dharana of the ultimate reality, then you have to follow what the Shastras tell you according to the condition of your mind. Don't think of fault there. Very small fault is there. In course of time that will go away. That is the method. Kindness. Not leaving anybody. Everybody is catered for by the Shrutis. Now, example for this is being shown. Upalambat samacharat maya hasti yathochate. Upalambat samacharat asti vastu tathochate. Now, in magic, a magician creates an elephant. There is no elephant. But we experience that elephant and we behave accordingly with that elephant. Like that, because you experience and you behave. So it is said Vastu is there. Vastu, elephant, is produced by Maya, by magic. And you experience it and you behave accordingly. So, with the whole world, you are experiencing, you are behaving. So, Vastu is there, is said by the Mahapurushas. If there is no Vastu, no world, why should we behave? Why should we experience? This type of wrong argument is not done by the great people. Natu upalamba samacharayo pramanasyatvat asti eva dvaitam vastu iti. Now, upalamba, experience and behavior are both called pramana, both called the means of knowledge. So, Dvaita Vastu is there because experience and proper behavior are also taken as means of knowledge by the Puranikas, by many people. We take 6 means of knowledge. But some people tell what the great people behave, what is the actual experience. That is also taken as Praman. No. Upanamba samachara yor vyavicharat. No, that cannot be taken as Praman. Because what you experience and what you behave, it changes one day. When you experience the higher truth, then that goes away. So anything which goes away cannot be the real Praman. Katham vyabhichara iti uchyate. How there is change? That is being told. Upalabhyate maya hasti, hasti iva hasti, hastinam iva atra samacharanti. So an elephant is seen just like an actual elephant. And behavior also becomes like that. But it is all magic. Bandhana arohanadi hasti sambandhibhir dharmair hasti iti cha uchyate. Asannapi. Now that magic elephant also, you tie him, you climb him, though he is unreal. Similarly, because of your experience and because of your climbing the elephant, Advaitam Bhedarupam Asti Vastu iti ujjate. So Advaita appears to be Bhedarahita, Bhedarupam, as if it is divided. Bheda means bindam, broken, divided. So though it is Advaita, it is believed that it is broken and the parts are there. Tasmadna upalamba samachara samacharo dvaita vastu sadbhave hetu bhavata iti abhipraya. So, because you experience, because you behave, cannot be held to be the right means of knowledge. Cannot be used for proving that the Dvaita is real. Because with Maya Hasti also it is done. So similarly with real, apparently real elephant also it is done. So because you are behaving with the elephant, because you are seeing the elephant, that is not the valid reason for taking elephant to be real. Because even with Maya Hasti, same thing is done. Now, what is the truth? Please tell us. If this is all unreal, then what is not unreal? What is real? That please tell us. Jatya bhasam chala bhasam vastva bhasam tathaiva cha aja chala mavastutvam vijnanam shantam advayam. Vijnanam, consciousness, chetan. Shantam, unchanging, absolutely at rest. Advayam, one without a second. That is the truth. But there is a abhasa, appearance that it is born. Appearance that it is moving. Appearance that it is a thing. Actually, it is not born, it is not moving, it is not a thing. It is only consciousness. Peaceful, unchanging, non-dual, that is the reality. So the reality is always non-dual. It abhasa, it appears as. It gives a delusive appearance as being born in different ways, moving, and that it is a thing. So, actually, it is Chetan, consciousness, which is aja achala avastu. It is quite at rest, does not flicker. Nothing comes out of it. Advayam, it is one without a second. There is nothing other than it. But there is an appearance. So that is the only explanation. Kim puna paramartha sadvastu yadaspada jatyadi asad buddhe aityaha. So aspada. Then what is that base? What is the reality which is the base? of all these appearances? That is the question. What is the Adhar? What is the base? It has to be real. Which becomes the base of all the appearances? That is the question. And so, what is the answer? Vijnanam Shantam Advayam. Ajati Sajjativad Avabhasate iti Jatyabhasam. Ajati, unborn. It appears as if really it is born. So it is called Jatyabhasam, giving an appearance of being born. Tad yatha Devadatta jayate. I have taken up an example, Devadatta. Devadatta is born, we feel. Brahman has appeared, nothing has happened. We feel Devadatta is born. Chalabhasam, chalamyo abhasate iti, moving. Yathasa eva Devadatta gacchati iti, that Devadatta walks also. Actually, one without a second Brahman, there is no possibility of walking here and there. Vasvabhasam, vastu dravyam dharmi, tadvad avabhasati iti vasvabhasam. Vastu means substance, dravya, which has some gunas. So we feel things are substances with some gunas. That is also our feeling. Yathasa eva Devadatto gauro dirga iti jayate Devadatta spandate dirgo gauro iti evam avasate. So like that very Devadatta is fair complexion, tall. Like that, born, moves, tall, fair, all this is avabhasa. For the last vastu, the example is given Devadatta gauro dirga iti. Over. Then whole thing is again repeated. Jayate Devadatta spandate dirgo gauro iti evam avasate. Devadatta appears to be born, appears to move, and appears to have some qualities. Paramarthatastu, but in reality, ajam achalam avastutvam adravyam cha. So it is not a substance having qualities, it is the reality. Reality is different from an appearance of a substance. Substance is something limited, it has some qualities. Reality is beyond all qualities, it is not limited. That is paramarthata. Ajam achalam avastutvam adravyam cha. Kim tad evam prakaram? Vijnanam vijnapti. Vijnapti means only that knowing. Knowing. Understood? I know this, I know that. There is an element of knowing in that. We had thought of this in the very beginning. So that Shankar brings back here for meaning Vijnanam. Vijnanam is not what the Buddhas think as Alaya Vijnan. That has already been replied. So here the word Vijnanam is used. Shankar says it means only the element of knowing. That is why he has commented on this word. Because Vijnana word is used by Buddhists also. Alaya Vijnan. Vijnan in the mind. That is not the meaning here. Consciousness, absolute. Let us take that example again. I see you. I know that I see you. I do not see you. I know that I do not see you. This knowledge is called Vijnapti. The element of being aware of. It is not a relative knowledge. No. Relative knowledge is accompanied with a relative ignorance also. But even in that relative ignorance, there is an element of knowing. That element of knowing is called Vijnapti, and that is the meaning of the word Vijnanam here. Vijnanam Vijnapti. Jatyadi rahitatvat shantam. Because it is not born or does not undergo any modification, so it is at peace. Atayeva advayam chatat. And so it is without a second. Okay. Evam na jayate chittam evam dharma ajasmrita evameva vijananto na patanti vipare. So in this way, when we, that is a secondary consideration, those who cannot, etc. But if you can have discrimination, if you can feel what is the vidnapti, then you can understand that evam na jayate chittam. Chitta is not born from Brahman. Evam dharma ajasmrita. And so the objects seen are also unborn, only seen. And knowing this, having realized this, vijananto, having experientially known this, having realized this, na patanti vipare, then you do not fall into a delusion. So man of knowledge, he knows that chitta is not born, things of the world are not born. Knowing this, experiencing this, realizing this, you do not fall into delusion. So the reality has to be pointed out. Here it is pointed out. Evam yathoktebhya hetubhya, by the reasons given up till now, na jayate chittam. Chitta is not born. Evam dharma ātmano ajasmrita brahma vidhi. Dharma here means jivas, what we call ātmas. So the men of knowledge talk about ātmas as non-born. Dharma iti bahuvachanam deha vedano vidayitvat advayasa eva upacharata. How you are using a plural? Because bodies are seen to be different, so for each body and self is imagined, so we are talking, not in the sense that there are realities, mind you. Upacharata, so only in language it is so, dharma. Evameva yathoktam vijnanam jatyadirahitam advayam atmatattvam vijananta. So this vijnana, this consciousness, unborn, etc., advaya atmatattva vijananta, if you experience this, if you realize this, tyakta vayeshana, then you give up all external desires. Punar na patanti avidyadhvanta sagare vipare. Vipare means the dark ocean of avidya. You do not fall there. Tatra ko moha kashoka ekatvam anupashyata ityadi mantra varnat means Ishopanishad. From Ishopanishad he has said, if you are seeing ekatva everywhere, then there is no delusion, no sorrow. Now, another illustration is given basing upon the name of the chapter, Alata Shanti. It is a Buddhist analogy. They say that you are moving a firebrand and shapes are appearing. So they say nothing is there. Shapes are not there. But Govt says shapes may not be there, but something is there. How to know? How you are seeing shapes? Because of the movement. Then stop the movement. If you stop the movement, you will see that the light is there, may not be shapes. That is the way Alata Shanti has been named. Ruju vakradika bhasam alata spanditam yatha grahana grahaka bhasam vijnana spanditam tatha. So main problem of our experience is subject-object split of the reality. Reality is one without a second. But in our experience, it is always a subject living in the midst of objects. No fixity. The other man feels he is the subject living in objects, but that is the quality of our mind. How this avas has come? Because the consciousness vibrates. Vijnana spanditam. As the firebrand is vibrating, so that Vijnana vibrates. And so many shapes appear, so many subject-object relations appear. So everything has been thrown on Vijnana spandan. Question may come that if it is one without a second, all-pervading, how it can have spandan? The answer will be appearance of a spandan. Actually no spandan. Yatha hi loke, as in the world, ruju vakradi prakara abhasam alata spanditam ulka chalanam. Alata itself is called ulka. So, movement of the ulka gives rise to straight, crooked, many shapes. Tatha grahana grahaka bhasam vishay abhasam ityartha. So they split into subject and object. Kim tad vijnana spanditam, only vibration of vijnana, spanditam iva spanditam avidyaya. Here Shankara has made it clear. As if moved due to our wrong knowledge. Our mind is chanchal. Our mind views. So in that Vijnana appears to move. Vijnana, the reality, only that knowing does not move. But it plays in our mind, and it is a fact of life that mind is restless. So mind moves, and in that mind, the Vijnana reflection that appears to move. That is the meaning. Vijnana actual cannot move. Spanditam iva, spanditam avidyaya. Due to our wrong knowledge, that it appears to move. Nai achalasya vijnanasya spandanam asti. Vijnana is achala. It cannot have spandan. Aja achalamiti yuktam. Remember, Vijnana has been told as aja achala. So Vijnana spandita means the mind spandana. Appears, Vijnana appears to have spandan. Aspandamanam alatam. For example, aspandamanam alatam anabhasam ajam yatha. Aspandamanam vijnanam anabhasam ajam tatha. So when that alata is not moving, then it is not producing any illusions. It is clear that it is unborn. Similarly, if the vijnana playing in the mind, if it does not vibrate. So in this way is bringing us the topic of nirvikalpa samadhi. The whole thing appears as vibration of the mind in which that vijnana is playing. Vijnana is not playing at all. It appears to play because of your mind. So make the mind steady. If you can make the mind absolutely steady, then vijnana will not play. And then you will see that everything is one without a second. That is the lesson from this. Aspandamanam alatam. The alata which is not vibrating. Anabhasam ajam yatha. So it does not produce any delusions. And it appears as it is not born. Tatha aspandamanam vijnanam. So when the vijnan does not move, mind does not move, anabhasam ajam tatha. You will see that no delusion is produced. You will see that it is unborn. Okay? That way he has brought us to sadhana on the basis of alata shanti prakaran. Aspandamanam spandana varjitam tadeva alatam rujvadi akarena ajayamanam. So that will be firebrand, not moving, so it does not produce straight or crooked shapes, not producing delusion. So unborn, nothing comes out of it. Even when the shapes appear, they do not come out of it. How to feel? Don't move, then you will see nothing comes out of it. Yatha, this is the example. Tatha avidyaya spandamanam avidya uparamaya spandamanam. Now our vibration of the mind is due to our wrong knowledge. That there is subject and object in the world. That makes the mind move. So, don't allow it to move. How? You cannot allow it to move. Avidya uparame. When your knowledge of the duality, when your ignorance, when your natural wrong knowledge goes away, then it will not move. So it is interdependent. You bring the mind to absolutely steady state, you will not feel Dvaita. If you can realize only Advaita, then mind will not move. Ajam achalam bhavishyati iti artha. Now, even when it is moving, the shapes do not come out of it. Shapes are seen, but shapes are not real. They do not come out of that. They do not come out from anywhere, so they are not real. So we are taught now how to think of it, how to discriminate it. Alate spandamane vai nabhasa anyato bhuva na tato anyatra nispandat na alatam pravishantiye. When alata is moving, the abhasa which are coming not come from somewhere else. Na tato anyatra nispandat. And the first line and a half has a complete sentence. They are not born from somewhere outside, but they appear to stay in, and so they are not staying in that alata also. Alata moving shows figures, but those figures do not come from anywhere, and so they do not stay also in that firebrand. Na alatam pravishantite. And when alata stopped, not that they entered the alata. They were not there, so not seen now. Kimcha, moreover, tasmineva alate spandamane ruju akradi abhasa alatad anyata kutaschidagata. They are not produced from alata was told in the previous mantra. Now when alata is moved, from somewhere they come, that is also not true. Alate naiva bhavanti iti na anyato bhuva. Anyato bhuva. Being born somewhere else and come upon alata, that also is not there. Nacha tasmat nispandat alatat anyatra nirgata. This can be seen by nispanda alat. If nispanda alat is there, they are not there. So, they are not come. Nispanda alat shows that they do not come from anywhere. Not from alata, not from anybody else. Because when it is nispanda, then they are not there. Nacha nispandam alatameva pravishanti te. And at that point, not that they have entered that alata. So the lesson is that alata, make it shanta, you will get the solution of everything. Till alata is moving, all these problems are coming. If you make the alata shanta, then you will get the solution of all problems. So that is the meaning of the second line. Huh? First line, alata moving, they are not born from something else. Anyatra nispandat. So, nispanda alatat. When the alata is nispanda, they are not coming from anywhere else. And they are not come out of alata also. Not just nispandam alatam eva pravishanti te. And when alata is nispanda, they do not enter alata also. Na nirgata alatate dravyatva bhava yogata vijñānepi tathaiva syur abhāsasya avisheshata. Now alata is example given. Now you have firmly understood that. So now it is applied to the vijñāna. Because shapes do not contain any dravya. So, because davyatra abhav is their nature, they are not coming out of that alata. Similarly, from vijñāna, abhasa is common in both places. Dravyatva abhav is there. So from vijñāna is not a substance. Vijñāna is the reality. So from vijñāna also, it is coming out. No difference. Okay. Na nirgata alatat te abhasa gruhadivad dravyatva abhava yogata. Coming out should not be taken as from a house something is coming out. So, from alata they are coming out does not mean because they have no dravya, nothing is coming out. Only abhas, abhav, abhas. Dravyatvam means being nature of some substance. Tad abhavo dravyatva abhava. So no substance. Dravyatva abhava yogato. Because of that connection, dravyatva abhava yuktair avastutvat. Yuktair vastutva abhavavat. My Guruji used to say, everything is made of internal nihilism. Internal nihilism. Brahman is there, but there is no substance inside. So, what this table contains? Ultimately, internal nihilism. An important step in understanding Advaita. Everything in the world, no dravya inside. Then what is that appearance? Internal nihilism. Nothing. Brahman is there, always inside, outside. But what we are experiencing today is made of internal nihilism. Come to that. Dravyatva abhava yuktaihi vastu tattva abhava iti artha. Because no substance, so no thing. Vastuno hi praveshadi sambhavati na avastuno. If there is some substance that it enters, comes out, if there is no substance, what comes in and what comes out? Vijñānepi jatyadi abhasa tathaiva syu abhasasya aviseshata tulyatvat. Abhasa in both places, in the alata and in Vijnana. And Vijnana does not hold some substance. So everything is common. So just as shapes are seen but do not exist, so the world is seen but do not exist. And is seen as subject and object but do not exist. Now apply in toto with Vijnana. Vijnane spandamane vai nabhasa anyato bhuva na tato anyatra nispandad na vijnanam vishantite na nirgata se vijnana dravyatva bhava yogata karya karanata bhavat yato achintya sadaivate. So alata example is given. Now apply it fully on the Vijnana. Vijnana is vibrating. We have said mind is vibrating. At that time they have not come from outside, not come from inside. When it is nispanda, we do not see them. At that time they do not enter the Vijnana because they were not there. Because there is no substance. So they have not come out of Vijnana also. Not come out of anything else, not entering Vijnana, not coming out of Vijnana. Karya karanata bhavad. So this cause and effect itself is not there. Yato achintya sadaivate. So they cannot be thought of even, they cannot be imagined even. Alatena samanam sarvam vijnanasya sada achalatvam tu vijnanasya vishesha. Now, this analogy is being applied. And when it is applied, then some difference is always there. Let us take up it next Wednesday. The commentary on 51-52 will take up on next Wednesday. Om Bhadram karne vishrunuyama deva Bhadram pashe makshebhir yajatra Stirai rangai stuštavansastanovi Vyashema deva hitam yadayuhu Swastina indro vruddashrava Swastina pusha vishvaveda Swastina starkshyo varishtanemi Swastina brahaspatir dadatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.